As a kid, I adored Sarge's Heroes and Sarge's Heroes 2, basically all the Army Men games, because I'm a loser, and I still do. And damn. Today I'm going to show you why I adored these games, so let's go ahead. It's on my screen. So let's go ahead and do a little tutorial on how to put games in cartridges. Cartridges in consoles. See? You don't have to do no... As we all know, because we've all seen my Shmvoo on Sarge's Heroes 1, the Army Men series was created by 3DO, and 3DO was created by a guy named Trip Hawkins, and Trip Hawkins was created by his mom. Now, some of you may know 3DO from the highly expensive console they made, and well, you may know that. But what you may not know is that 3DO is renowned for making very weird games. Okay, a lot of the games for the Nintendo 64 have quite atmospheric music, like the music you're listening to right now from Bomberman 64. You find this type of music in Super Mario 64 and Zelda Ocarina of Time and Zelda Majora's Mask. You don't get that in this game. The music you do get in this game fits perfectly, considering you're playing as a small green plastic Rambo. And I mean, come on, would this fit? I feel as though a sequel should bear the responsibility of having new and improved stuff, without changing any vital aspects of the previous game. And well, let's just say Sarge's Heroes 2 accomplished just that. First of all, they improved the overall level design. As much as I loved the open spaces of Sarge's Heroes 1, there was absolutely nothing in them. In Sarge's Heroes 2, they really paid attention to detail, and used the space they had more wisely. Oh, what, you don't believe me? Well, just take a look at this level from Sarge's Heroes 1. Hello? Is there anybody out there? They also improved the AI of your teammates, which is kind of a big deal. In Sarge's Heroes 1, although your teammates may have been holding weapons, they would never use them. It was always your job to do all the dirty work. In Sarge's Heroes 2, your teammates actually used the weapons they were holding. I cannot explain the difference this makes. And hey, you can actually hide behind them when you have low health. Unlike the first game. Probably one of the most noticeable additions to Sarge's Heroes 2 would be the power-ups. In the first one, all you had to rely on were weapons you might find lying around. In this one, while you do find weapons lying around, you will also find a number of power-ups that temporarily increase different aspects of your offense or defense. This gives you more incentive to explore different areas of each level. You may also notice a lot more in-game dialogue. If your character is talking, it'll appear on the screen as green, and if the enemy is talking, it'll appear on the screen as tan. This adds a bit of character to the game, making it a little bit more immersive. And now we get to my favorite part of the game, zombies! The addition of zombies to Sarge's Heroes was unexpected but very cool. You gotta understand that zombies were not as completely overused as they are today. As a kid, I was terrified and simultaneously intrigued by the notion of zombies made up of different colors of plastic. The castle level always seemed like some sort of giant Nazi experiment reference. As it is, the tan are supposed to represent Nazis. You can find evidence of this simply by looking at the experimental technology you're faced with in the game. As General Plastro is obsessed with creating powerful experimental weapons just like Hitler was in World War II. Which brings us to yet another interesting addition to the game, new enemies. That's all I really have to say about that. So far, I've been making Sarge's Heroes 2 sound like a precious gem that belongs in a museum. Well, it's not. I mean, haven't you ever wondered why this one is green and this one isn't? There is no reason. As much as I love and cherish Sarge's Heroes, there are some major flaws that were not fixed at all. In fact, in many ways, they were made even worse. In both games, the controls are unexplainably annoying, and by that I mean I have no clue how to describe it. My best description would be along the lines of being way too tedious and static. This is on top of the fact that the camera is constantly positioned right behind you, giving you zero flexibility as you are unable to change it. You would be surprised how important camera movement is in a game, especially in a game where it is imperative that you can see what's shooting at you. Oh, and how could I forget, for some reason they completely changed the button layout in Sarge's Heroes 2. It wasn't any better than the previous layout, but then again, it wasn't any worse, so my question is, why change it? Another thing I never really got is for some reason you can change the game resolution. This is something I would expect to see in a PC game, where I may need to change the graphics so the game works on my computer. Just imagine if in Super Mario 64 they made it so you could increase the texture quality, but by doing so it would slow down the game. That's pretty much Sarge's Heroes. Hey, I'm about to show some spoiler. So you're not actually gonna play this game though. No, you're not. The final level in Army Men Sarge's Heroes 2 is called Pinball, and you'll never guess what the password is. Wizard, but there's no vowels, so it's wizard. It's not that much different. In fact, if you take a look at all the level codes, you'll find a number of different references and things. Well, I think I'm done. Well, after everything we've taken a look at, I'd say I'd have to give Sarge's Heroes $3. Get out of my house.